Why don't you start with just who you are, where you farm, what you do?
Rodney Beaton, and I have a dairy farm in Mabou in Cape Breton. We milk about 100 cows, and I farm with my parents and wife and 2 kids. And
So the demo here is strip tillage, which is this piece of gear which you bought when?
I bought it, we got it delivered this spring. We had ordered it last winter sometime.
Okay, so is this the first run with it, or have you used it already?
I used it for the first time this spring before
Okay.
we planted corn.
Okay.
The first day it took us half a day of just going 5 feet, getting
Okay.
out, adjusting something else. And the way it ended up working out, we did 80 acres with it. By the time we got to the last field, I knew what I was doing. The first 2 fields were a little questionable.
So running it this fall, is it already set up, or do you have to tinker with it again, or can you just kind of drop it and go?
It needs to be adjusted for conditions, and then what you do in the fall is a little deeper tillage
Okay.
than what you do in the spring. And then soil conditions, and yeah, there's a lot of adjustments, and I'm still learning the GPS side of the tractor part
Okay.
of it too.
The basic concept then is you're really only tilling where you're going to plant next year.
Yeah,
So is that where the GPS comes in?
the GPS comes in? So
Because basically you're going to have to line up your seeder to your farm.
yeah, so we are going to hit 30-inch rows for the corn planter, and it's about 6-inch. Well, it doesn't even look like it's about 6 inches of tillage, and we got to try and hit the.
It's amazing. It is, but it doesn't look like it, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of intimidating when you pull back in with the plant.
Why this over a conventional tillage system, though?
The idea was because they promote this as a way to warm the soil up faster and dry the soil up faster and get on the ground a little earlier, which is, we're in very marginal corn growing area.
Okay. So you need the extra, even if it's a few days.
If it's a couple of days, it's worth the world to us, because if we can get on chopping corn in September instead of October,
it's a big difference.
A big difference, and it saves a lot of money. And I was hoping, once we get a little better at it, might see a little yield increase from that too. And yeah, it's a fuel efficiency, tractor time. We might be doing a couple of passes on something like this in order to get it ready for corn planting, and that's people and tractor time and fuel and equipment maintenance and equipment rental, and outside of even getting it ready early and having our own equipment, that's a big savings too, especially when you don't have a lot of bodies around to put in a tractor for 2 days.
Okay. So why don't you just, like I say, walk me through front to back, sort of what's happening and how this works.
So it's 3-point hitch mounted. The front of this just cuts in to the row, and then the trash managers here, they're more important in doing sod type fields, and if guys are doing like grain corn, I think they use it more. But here it'll kind of throw some of the sod out of the way, is what we're trying to do with it.
Okay.
And then this is the main part of it. So that is going down in the ground about 6 inches.
Okay.
It can actually go down, if we want it, a lot further, like up to 10, 11 inches if we want it. There's these 2 discs here are supposed to build a berm. So they catch the dirt, and once we get it set up right, then we will see a little bit of a berm in the middle of the row where we're going to be planting. And then these back here will smash up any kind of lumps or clumps that come through.
Okay.
And it also will kind of firm up that berm a little bit, so it can take the water and the erosion a little better, I think.
So if we just want to run through the steps of the operation here to set you up for success in the strip till into a forage situation. Here we're on some pretty heavy clays with, the topsoil isn't real deep here. We want to be doing that strip in the fall, quite deep, get down, break up a little bit of compaction. That'll let the water get away in the spring, and let things warm up a little quicker in the spring. So you get the benefit of the drainage and also the earlier spring warming. So when we're in here after forage, I think you want to get that forage off as soon as you can. Make your last cut, get a little bit of regrowth, get your Roundup on. So that way the stuff is dying back, so you don't have to contend with it here quite as bad when you go to pull your strips.
Thanks for watching the video on strip tillage. If you've got further questions, please contact your local Nova Scotia Department of Agriculture office.